Hi everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. I wanted to share my ideas on recent market developments and what I'm watching right now. Before that, I hope you had paid attention to my last video on November 14th, where I gave my expectations for Walmart and C Limited. I was bullish on both and they both went up significantly. For Walmart, I predicted that if the stock holds the 133 level, it can go to 147 to 150, and it did in fact rally to that level and even beyond that. For C Limited, I was predicting that if it holds 45, it can go to 54. As you see, it reached there and passed that level too. So very good calls right there. I've been giving these levels for a while now, and I hope you guys find these useful. Of course, none of this is financial advice. It's simply my personal trading journal. Please as always share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. So currently we are getting very close to what I see as a technical resistance on S&P 500, and that is kind of hovering around 4100 right now. I think the levels become quite frothy and could use a pullback. However, this week I'm watching the 4030 level. Unless we have a close below 4030, on a daily close below 4030 this week, we could rally to 4150 to 4200 area. At that point, I think more and more people get bullish at that 4200 level before the rock is pulled again and we drop to 3800 to 3900 level. On the earnings side, I am watching Costco. Costco at is around $500 is too expensive in my opinion. There's no sugarcoating of it. I think its more fair value is at around 400. I will remain bearish on it even if it goes a bit higher to 510 or so post earnings. I expect to see recession happening in small businesses in the coming year, and also Costco has not really performed well on their e-commerce side as well. Next one I'm watching is ticker GRWG. Grow generation. It is currently at around $8. I think if it falls to $5 to $6 post earnings, it can rally to about $10 after that. Another ticker I'm watching is CACI. I think defense spending will continue to go up in general, and a stock like CACI could benefit from this. I think if it drops to 290s, it can go back to 320 or more. So that's my take on the earnings. About Powell's speech last week. Powell sounded confident in his resolve to bring the inflation down to 2%. These CPI numbers year over year, I see 7, 8, 10% inflation in different services, in different goods like housing, hospital services, and these costs are, I don't see them going down to 2020, 2021 levels anytime soon, unless you have some sort of deflation. And I think Powell is not being realistic to think that we are going back to 2% inflation next year. I believe we will stay at about this 5% inflation, not just for the next year, but for maybe several years to come, maybe the next decade, we'll be still seeing the 5% inflation. With China now out of the supply chain, 2% inflation is really not realistic, and this will put pressure on a debt-based system, and we will see significant contraction. I think in such environment, recessionary stocks could do better than very growth-oriented ones. These recent rallies you see in these Amazon, Microsoft, all these growth names, I think will be short-lived, and we will retest their lows soon, in my opinion. When you have a market price at 4,800, let us say for infinite quantitative easing and forever low inflation in 2022, then it's not hard to see the market not fully absorbing the import of 5% inflation and an end of QE era at 4,200 in 2023. One other thing, just very briefly mentioning, and I had a video a few weeks ago on it, on Apple. I am getting more and more bearish on Apple here at 150 level. Many things are happening. Very big picture that I have in my mind about Apple is that I don't really see this company being a very innovative company like it used to be. At one point in time, they revolutionized the phone concept. We don't see that happen anymore. They're basically just playing with what they have and not growing in the innovation part really. So it's not really comparable to stock to a company like Tesla, where you see innovation and you see the other companies that Elon Musk has, like Starlink, and all the possibilities that can bring to the table for them. If, say, for example, Tesla wanted to say introduce a new phone, so they have basically a lot of what is needed for a communication system to make all of that happen. But more on that later. I will make a separate video shortly on that concept, to emphasize the fact that why I think, to emphasize the fact that I'm actually bearish on Apple, and why I think what I think. So with that, I hope you guys have a great week, and none of this again is financial advice. Hope you guys enjoy your week, and see you in the next video. Thank you.